There is a moment, right before the race begins, when the world stops pretending to be normal. And in that fragile, suspended heartbeat, it detonates into pure, beautiful chaos. Engines don't start, they scream. They roar like caged beasts begging for release. Crowds don't cheer, they erupt, a tidal wave of noise crashing against steel and carbon fiber. Cameras flash like war-zone lightning. Every blink a strobe of pressure. Every frame a legacy waiting to be captured or crushed. And the pressure? It doesn't build slowly. It seizes you, wraps around your chest like a vice. It grips the heart. It tests the soul. This isn't a race. This is ritual. This is gladiators and ghosts. This is the Formula One grid. This is the crucible where champions are made, broken, or buried in memory. And yet, right there in the eye of the storm, inside car number 44, a paradox is unfolding. Stillness, breathwork, focus, no panic, no distraction, no fear. Lewis Hamilton is present, entirely, unapologetically, immovably present, because he knows something that most people go their entire lives without realizing. You don't win the race in the chaos. You win it in the silence before the storm. This is Lewis's rule: quiet your mind. Win the race. 1. The enemy isn't the clock. It's the chaos. People believe Formula One is a battle against time, against the stopwatch, against the physical limits of man and machine. But the real battle? The real war is against the noise. Not just the growl of AV6. Not just the roar of 100,000 fans. The noise is internal. It's the voice in your head that whispers, what if I crash? What if I'm not enough? What if today is the day the world forgets me? These aren't just thoughts. They're landmines. Every race Lewis enters, he brings more than just telemetry and torque. He carries the past, the victories, and the scars. He carries the headlines and the hate, the cheers and the jeers, the crown and the cross. But he does not carry noise. He silences it. Not because he was born different, but because he trained differently. He learned to treat his mind like a cockpit, tight, focused, uncluttered. This is the truth behind the visor. The loudest fights are fought in silence. The loudest doubts aren't shouted. They whisper, and that's what makes them dangerous. But Lewis doesn't fight the crowd. He doesn't fight the clock. He fights the narrative. He rewrites the script. He calms the storm inside. And when that's won, the rest becomes choreography. Because once the mind is still, the machine becomes an extension of will. If you conquer the inner world, the outer world bows in response. 2. The invisible lap. Every race has laps the cameras never catch. Laps that don't involve tires or tarmac. These are the invisible laps. Run in solitude. In sweat-drenched training rooms. On quiet hills at dawn. They wind through past pain, old doubts, and future demons. No trophies. No applause. Just the rhythm of breath. The ache of discipline. The mental grind. While others post highlights, Lewis practices shadows. Visualization. Meditation. Reflection. Repetition. The track isn't the challenge. The mind is. He prepares not just to be fast, but to be free. Free from the chatter. Free from the expectation. Free from fear. He has said it clearly. The mind is the biggest battleground. And it's true. The body performs the action, but the mind determines the outcome. And here's the revelation. You don't have to be a world champion to run invisible laps. You could be in a classroom battling imposter syndrome, in a boardroom fighting for your voice to be heard, in a hospital praying for time, or at home, 3 a.m., haunted by every choice you didn't make. But the principle holds. Quiet your mind. Win your race. 3. The pressure that breaks or builds pressure doesn't wait politely. It doesn't knock. It explodes. One tiny mistake and the whole world watches it, frame by frame, loop by loop. When you're at the top, applause is rare. Only expectations remain. They expect wins, perfection, brilliance on command. They don't see the person. They see the performance. But Lewis? He sees both. He doesn't ignore the pressure, he transforms it. He doesn't react. He regulates. The media speculates. Rivals whisper. Even his own mind sometimes questions. Are you still the best? Have you still got it? And still, he doesn't respond emotionally. He doesn't get louder. He gets quieter. He lets the pressure surge, peak, then pass. And then, he responds with performance. Because that's the heart of Lewis's rule. Don't out-yell the pressure. Out-center it. You don't fight pressure with noise. You defeat it with depth. And this rule is universal. For every artist scared of releasing their truth. For every student doubting their worth. For every parent wondering if they're enough. When the pressure rises, don't meet it with panic. Meet it with presence. Stillness is strength wearing no armor, yet completely unshakable. 4. The discipline of stillness isn't stagnation. Stillness is a weapon. In a world that applauds burnout and confusion, stillness is a revolution. It's the choice to stay centered when everything tries to pull you apart. It's the decision to train focus like a muscle. While others chase noise, Lewis builds silence. He doesn't find calm. He creates it. Deliberately. Repetitively. Daily. Every breath on the grid is earned. Every composed corner is rehearsed. Because when the wheels lock, when the margins vanish, when the car dances with disaster, stillness is the edge. And in life, you'll have corners like that too. Divorce, rejection, grief, failure, moments where life spins without warning. And in those corners, screaming won't help. Only breathing will. Stillness isn't retreat. Stillness is your strongest form of offense. 5. Rewriting the definition of winning. Everyone wants to win, but few know what it really means. Is it trophies? Accolades? Applause? Or is it something deeper? Winning might look like showing up when no one believes in you, getting up after your 5th failure, speaking kindly to yourself after years of internal war. Lewis doesn't race for medals. He races for meaning. Each track is a declaration. Each lap is a message. You don't have to scream to lead. You don't have to win to inspire. Sometimes, the greatest win is simply the refusal to quit. Sometimes, the miracle is just finishing what you started. Your race is yours alone. You define the finish line. And if you can find calm inside chaos, that might be the greatest championship of all. The rule that elevates you. Lewis's rule isn't about racing. It's about reality. It's about those moments when the noise becomes unbearable, when the world doubts you, when you doubt yourself. It's about remembering you are not the storm. You are the center of it. Return to the breath. Return to the moment. Return to truth. Quiet your mind when you race. Because in the end, you are not your fear. You are not your failure. You are not the noise around you. You are the stillness within you. Practice it. Protect it. Perform from it. Let it guide you across the track, across your trials, across this life. Because when the chaos roars and the world expects noise, your silence will speak louder than anything else. That's Lewis's rule. And it just might change everything.